What's up, guys? This is Evan for Grips.com. Today I'm going to show you how to get VPPs as quickly as possible. And to do that, I'm going to be playing, 8 tables of Zoom poker. It's going to be pretty crazy. If you thought the last one was fast, this one's going to be even faster. So do your best to keep up. I recognize that this might not be the best educational content in terms of like paying attention to hands and analyzing hands and stuff, but I'm going to show you how to play fast and get action. So given that we're playing so many tables and we're going to be seeing so many hands at a rate of probably like upwards of 2,000 an hour, we're just going to play tight, try to avoid marginal spots as much as possible. And yeah, just hopefully it all works out. And can't move the HUD. Oh well. So very important thing when attempting something like this is to have your shortcuts set up for preset sizings for post-flop betting. It's very helpful. Here with, I'm all in. Alright, I'm all in. Table 8. Bet you never heard me say that before. And he folds. Cool. Yeah, so you definitely want to have your preset sizing set up, both for pre-flop and post-flop, as that will greatly increase your efficiency when it comes to speed. You don't want to have to be typing in bet sizes and stuff. You just want to be able to click, 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 and move on to the next hand. You will also see that I have a new HUD working. Big shit poppin'. So I recently found out that Poker Tracker 4 is compatible with Zoom Poker, and that you can actually get, updated hands. Like, so your HUD will appear for the players on the table for every single hand that you play, which is pretty cool. It definitely really helps in these games where, you think you have no information about your opponents. And, yeah, I would recommend it. If you're going to be doing a lot of zooming, then it's worth investing in PT4. If you haven't used it before, then you're looking at $100, which, could be considered a little bit steep. If, however, you've had an older version of it and you're just upgrading, then it costs like $30, which is much more reasonable. But the determining factor for whether or not you should make the investment is what limits you're playing. How many big blinds, how many buy-ins is it going to cost you to invest in this program? How many more big blinds do you expect to win by having the program versus not having it? That's how you make the decision as to whether or not it's worth doing or not. So it's all just an expected value type thing, same as like every decision in poker. So hopefully we're chopping on table 5, and we are. So we'll take that down, make a call on table 3. Man, this is hard to keep up with. But if you want to get VPPs and you want to get FPPs and you want to get maximum rakeback on PokerStars, this is definitely the way to do it. I remember in the past, the options were 24 tabling, which I personally could never do. But Zoom is like 5 to 10 times as fast as a regular table. So if you're like 6 tabling Zoom, you're effectively like 30 tabling or greater in terms of the frequency and speed of points accumulation. The other option was to play high stakes sit and goes, which gives you the most VPPs per like dollar invested. And if you're going straight VPPs and you want to just do it as quickly as possible, then the hyper turbos are the way to go. But to be able to get the highest amount of VPPs, doing that you have to be playing pretty high stakes. So for most of you, I assume that your bankroll is not going to allow you to do that, which means that zooming is the way to go. If you're playing on stars. Now, if you're playing on another site, you can probably get just as much rake back without going crazy like I am right now. But I'm going to call on table 4. The guy's laying me really good odds. If he's got me beat, cool. I only have to be right like 1 time out of 7 or 8, so, and that was one of those times. If he'd continued to just bet bigger, I might have gone ahead and let that hand go, but I guess he didn't want to win the pot. Ace Jack, I will isolate the opener. Isolate the limper there. And I really strongly believe that at these limits, the way to make the money is to just play ABC straightforward. Don't do anything too fancy. Don't try to outplay people too much. Just try to value bet better than they do and bluff when it's like absolutely necessary. There are going to be some spots where bluffing is obviously the way to go. C bets, some board textures and some cards combinations can come off that warrants, firing off multiple barrels. But for the most part, you're just trying to value bet better than your opponents, not pay off in spots that they're paying off. And yeah, that's about it. If you're making folds where they would be making bad calls, you're making money. If you're making bets where they would simply be checking back, where there's value to be had, then you're making money. You just got to be playing really, really solid. We're doing work, bro. We're making a YouTube video for all the fans out there.
Oh my god, you're playing Zoom?
I'm showing them how to get maximum VPPs without having a massive bankroll. 8-tabling Zoom, bro. That's the way to go. Yep.
How you doing it, Zoom?
I've been making money playing Zoom.
Yeah?
I'm up like some thousands.
Some thousands.
The 1-2 games and the 2-5 games are pretty good. But yeah, get out of here, man. I gotta record.
Okay.
I'll talk to you when I'm done. Be like 20 minutes, no problem. Hopefully that is one of our future team pros that stop by for a visit. Let's see if I can convince him to come on board or not. I mean, I figured that eventually you guys are going to get bored of me and you're going to want to hear some content from other people. Fortunately, I do have some pretty talented poker friends. So I'll try to get them on board so that we can get some variety in terms of the content. I wish I could see how many chips this guy had. I'm going to try to trap on table 1. Fold, 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 fold. This flop on table 1's really good for trapping. If he has like 9x or something, he only has 2 outs. It's not like he has the usual amount of outs that a 2-pair draw would have. So, pretty good spot. And I'm just going to check call. And I really wish I knew how much money he had. Alright, 2 queens. That's generally fine to just get him pre-flop, especially in a squeeze spot. So, table 5 money's going in. And now I'm going to V-bet table 1. Maybe get called by a pocket pair, get called by a 9, get called by ace high, get called by lots of things, but in that scenario, I think he's going to be checking back most of his hands. Yeah, he had ace high. So I got all the money possible. If I play the hand any differently, I win less. If I bet the flop, he folds. If I lead the turn, he folds. If I check the river, he checks back. So that's what I'm talking about, squeezing out that value in spots where other people are not doing it. Going to bet table 3 because I think there are hands that he can call me with that aren't only flushes. Pair plus gutters, worst top pair. Some hands that I can get value from. But that river completed all of them. So we're going to fold. Man. Really should have planned this HUD thing better. I guess there's always next video. And I mean, this one's kind of more novelty than it is educational, I think. Just to show you guys that doing this is possible without spewing. Alright, ace-6 suited, table 6, don't need to open it. And the more tables you're playing, the tighter ranges you're probably going to want to be playing. So to avoid playing pots out of position, I'm not going to be making all the speculative opens from early position that I could be making. Donk bet, call. If the guy keeps betting on table 4, probably going to fold. Queen, queen. we're just going to keep hammering on table 8. Got the, ooh, didn't mean to fold that on table 6, but every once in a while playing this many tables going to make a mistake. That river is pretty bad on table 8. If he has like ace 9 he can call, king 9 maybe call, 9-10 got there. I have 2 queens, probably doesn't have 9 queens, so I'll just check. Interesting call down by him. Boom. Blast, blast, blast. And the cool thing about playing a table zoom is that you get aces or kings like every 45 seconds. Ooh. For you, Andronius. Table 4. Little nut nut in the butt. Nut nut in the butt. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Someone on table 1 knows it's me. Sorry, bro. I can't say hi right now. A little bit too much action going on, but we'll talk on YouTube or whatever, you know. Fire off that PM. Good to see you out there. Hope you're doing well. All right, buddy. I'm all in. I'm all in. Hopefully this guy just has a 4 and he can't fold. And we just gonna get that money. Mm-hmm. Damn. Didn't go for it. Smaller size is obviously fine too. Got a little 48 cents on table 7. Probably got the best. Now we definitely have the best hand. And we'll just hope that he has some sort of spade and we can get paid. Bet. Fold. Lame. So probably not going to be doing much light 3-betting this session. Just a little too much to deal with. To be getting into tough spots. I'm just going to keep it simple, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to turn a profit just playing this way. That combined with all the VPPs I'm picking up, making heaps dollars this sesh. Yeah, call, wug, nothing, got him. It's interesting that people would bet so small when they're bluffing because, you know, never going to fold for 2 cents or 5 cents. 1 big blind, whatever it is. So if someone's going to bluff, they should probably bet an amount that might actually elicit a fold. There's just no point doing that. Although I am going to fold for 10 cents on table 2. Rogers, bro, I'm fucking 8-tabling Zoom. I can't talk to you right now, man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. But it's chatting and Zooming, it's just not possible. That's the only thing that's kind of sad about Zoom is like people can't rail you. Whereas like in a regular ring game, you know, they can just pull up your table and sweat you. Zoom, it's not the case. It's just like, well, I'm here, I'm gone, where'd I go? I don't know. Can't find them. Still see bet these 8s. Hope that no one hit. Gonna play this hand weird on table 2. Ooh, checking sets, not good. Alright, now we're gonna V-bet on, no time to type it in, on table 2. That was part of the reason I checked the turn. If he had a 10 and I kept betting, he might get scared and fold, but this way, it's easier for him to call with his 10, if that's what he has. So, yeah, hopefully we can get paid off. I'm cool with 2 streets with the OP. No big D. Come on, bro. Why are you tanking? Call Mark. Got him. Did he have a 10? Jacks. Same shit, though. I mean, I guess with the gutter, he probably calls turn, but then he folds rivers, so we get the same amount. I give him a free card. Whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. 2 streets was what I was going for. 2 streets is what I got. Mission accomplished. JJ, slow play. AJ, call. AQ. Oh, or pre-flop. Probably should have c-bet on table 8. And then keep folding ace rag on the button. I mean, it's not the worst thing, though. It's not like it's like super premium hand. How much money you got, bro? 263? Alright, let's play for stacks. Call. Obviously never folding on table 4. Hope he has 9s or 10s. But could definitely be Oz. Yep. Nice hand. He kind of had tight stats for opening, so maybe I should have just check called. I don't know. But table 4, but he definitely should have just check folded. These queens look good once it's been checked through 2 times, so just fire off a bat. Snap fold. Table 2, gonna try to make top pair before I get any money in there. Guy's pretty short. Don't think I need to 3-bet to build a pox. We can still play for stacks regardless. Table 3, optional 3-bet. Dude's pretty tight though, so don't see much point. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna start min-raising so that I can save more time. Dude. You're not buying it, eh? Alright. I surrender. Yeah, you weren't folding. Even on the 4 straight, I think the guy's just going to find the stubborn hero call, so let's call's turn. Not much point continuing. Top pair. Table 1. Try a call. Lame. Lame. F, M, L. God. Knew I should have bet the flop there. As soon as I checked, I'm like, what am I doing? Idiot. In a lot of spots, when it's checked to you, you should just bet no matter what you have. You're going to find you win the pot a lot more often that way than if you like check and try to get fancy. Like, even if you got like second pair or something that like you don't really want to get check raised, it's a pre-flop raiser doesn't c-bet. Just bet. Especially in a multi-way pot, just like bet when check to and see what happens. You take initiative in the hand, you put everyone else on the defensive, you make it a lot harder for them to win the pot, and it's, unless people are like getting fancy and like trapping your ass, then it's fine. So try that out next time you play. Whenever you call a raise pre-flop, if it's checked to you, just bet. See what happens. See if that works. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. You'll never know until you try. Damn. Well, I see this being bad news on table 3, so I'm just gonna fucking muck and move on. 40 cents. Feel like it's 9s or 10s a bunch. But if he has like some random unpaired hand, he has to bet because I've checked him all 3 streets, so his range is his entire range for calling 3-bets pre-flop. So I beat a couple hands, 3-1. I call. God, what a fucking joke. How do they do this to me every time? Oh wait, I did it to myself. I let him get there, and then I paid him off like a fish. Ooh, queen. That's a little much. Let's go 28 cents. Then he's going to min click me back. Be like, aces, bro. And I would be like, HUD. Alright, trade secret. I will let you guys in on something. If someone min re-raises you pre-flop, they usually have aces or kings. If someone min re-raises you pre-flop, you re-raise them, and they min re-raise you again, they have aces 98% of the time. The other 2% of the time accounts for when they're just drunk or on some sort of other substances or in their own little world, whatever. And yeah, you can make some sicko folds with like queens and jacks in those situations. Get your information, then get out cheap. Or when you get min re-raised, you can just call with like anything and take your implied odds. And if they min re-raise and then follow it up with a 10, I wanted a 10, but I guess I'll take a jack. Wow, massive open. What does that mean? I don't know. I got 2 jacks. I'm not going anywhere. The other option is, yeah, when you get min re-raise. Oh, now I got 3 jacks. Not induction sizing. Yeah, like here on table whatever it is, 5. When I get min re-raised, I'm just going to call with anything I have, and if he follows it up with a full pot bet, that's pretty often aces. So you can just try to flop 2 pair, and if you get 2 pair, just go with it, like 2 pair plus, go with it. And if you don't, then yeah, just fold. Like if you get min re-raised, you know, call with whatever, king jack, and then flop top pair. What? Now I understand why you micro stakes players get so tilted. You deal with some real fucking bullshit at these limits. People have no brain, and they're still beating me in pots. It's unreal. God. I'd like to say it's fun, but it's just downright annoying and stupid. I'm going to reevaluate whether or not recommending people to build their roles playing micro stakes cash games is the way to go. Sit and goes seem more reasonable. There's still some bullshit you deal with, but it's not as much. But there's a lot of bullshit at these limits. I guess you can always just like play big bet poker and really protect your hands, and really charge people up the wazoo if they want to try to suck out on you. It's an option. But the whole like betting small to induce, getting fancy and stuff, might not be the way to go when people are peeling just absurdly wide. Alright, you know what? I'm going to make a good fold on table 8. The guy probably called me with like 8 fucking 9. Got there. Not paying you off, bro. Ooh, nut. Check raise. He's probably going to check. Oh shit, we were in position? Wow. So, a lot of good stuff going on in this video. Examples of what happens when you play too many tables. How to identify you're playing too many tables. Because a lot of people, you know, once they learn how to multi-table, they want to play as many tables as they can fit on their screen. And they've seen their buddy play like 12 tables or 24 tables, so they want to try it too. And like, so there's definitely an optimal number of tables you should be playing. Some formula for it. It's like you think of what your expected value per table is per hour or whatever. Ooh, limp re-raise, never giving you action. Think of your expected value per table. Generally, when you add a table, your expected value per table is going to go down because you have less attention to direct towards that table, you know. You're going to put slightly less thought into each decision. So the expected value per table per hour is going to go down. But that can be compensated. Sick call on table 6, I know. That can be compensated for by the fact that now you have that lowered expected value, but now it's whatever that lowered number is, it's doubled because you're playing 2 tables. And then, you know, drops again, but then you're playing 3 tables, so you're tripling it. So it's a decrease in expected value per table, but your net expected value should be going up because you are playing more tables and the expected value is shared amongst all those tables. Now, eventually there hits a point where the amount that your expected value decreases is more significant than the additional value of having one more table to get some expected value on. And that's the point where you're playing too many tables. So obviously it's not something you can just like plug into a calculator and just get the answer right then and there. But that's the idea that you want to be thinking about. At what point is adding another table not going to increase my expected hourly? Calling could be correct, but I don't feel like it. So I'm all in. I don't really know what worse he can call me with. To call me with the 10 of clubs would be pretty atrocious, but I mean, we're playing micros. You never know. So yeah, that's you want to think. What's my expected value per table? Nice call, bro. I guess he like didn't see the river, cause pretty much killed his hand there. Yeah. So think about how much you're making per table, and add tables, and then decrease how much you're making on each table, but multiply it. Multiply your expected value per table by the number of tables you're playing to get your expected value per hour, whatever you're playing, and find the sweet spot. Now, key indicators that you are playing too many tables is A, if you're timing out anywhere, you're playing too many tables. That's instant. If you can't remember the pre-flop action on any given table, you're probably playing too many tables. If you're doing lots of misclicking or, checking back in position because you thought you were out of position, playing too many tables. Basically, if you're doing anything you wouldn't do when you were, one tabling, you're probably playing too many tables. Easy enough, right? Also, as you work up to it and get comfortable playing more tables, see what your win rate is when you're 2 tabling, when you're 1 tabling, when you're 6 tabling, when you're 10 tabling, whatever. And you can pretty quickly identify like where you start to drop off. Like I know for me, I can definitely play 8 tables really comfortably. Maybe not Zoom. For Zoom, it's probably more like 6 tables. But when I'm playing like regular ring games, 8 tables is fine. And I can go to 9. But I know as soon as I go like above 10 tables, I start playing a lot worse. I start just like trying to get enhanced pre-flop and not really thinking about post-flop spots anymore and just kind of banking on coolers, which is not the way to go. It's about being able to think through each decision as clearly as possible and spending some time thinking of the best option in each spot. So yeah, like I know for me personally, my optimal number of tables is 8. 6 is a pretty good sweet spot too. If I was playing higher stakes, I'd probably want to be playing 6 tables. But at my regular limits, 8 tables is the way to go. And if I'm playing, nah, I was gonna say if I'm playing like lower, I can do 12, but it's still just not optimal. So if it's not optimal, shouldn't be doing it because we're trying to maximize every spot we can, all our EV, all the time. So yeah, just practice with it, mess with it, see what works for you. Generally, the looser you play, the fewer tables you want to play because you're going to be getting into more marginal spots, so it's going to require a lot more thought to find the best option in each spot. Whereas if you're just like being a nitty rakeback grinder, you probably want to play as many tables as you can physically handle without doing any of those obvious errors that I mentioned a couple minutes ago. Call. Chop on table 3. It's alright. See, table 3, bet 1, check 2. Win. I'm finding it's even more effective in multi-way pots because you get more credit for having a real hand. Ooh. Tight guy 3 bets. Fold, table 5. If he was loose, consider 4-betting. Consider. Not auto-do. Consider. Evaluate. Ooh, this guy's so getting stacked on table 6. I wish I knew how much money he had. And I think I just made up a bad fold on table 7. Because I'm playing too many tables. Cold call. I look so strong on table 6, but these guys are just dumb. They aren't going to know. Patrick's probably got like aces. And of course, the guy who donk bet had nothing. Shocker. I guess I'll just call. Just in case he has nothing, he can barrel off on the river. I don't want to let him know I have a super strong hand. I want to look like a straight draw or something. That river really isn't great for my chance of getting paid off, but he's committed. All in, bang. Yeah, nice call. See, if I re-raise flop, I mean, I don't know these guys. At this limit, he's probably not folding, but if I re-raise flop, I give him a chance to fold, and if I raise turn, I definitely make him fold his hand. So it's worth risking a bad card coming off there to get that bluff equity. And even if a straight card came, I'm still calling because his range for raising pre-flop and then jacking up the limper's bet is way more likely to be an overpair than some sort of hand that had a 7 or an 8, whatever card made a straight in that situation. I don't remember. But yeah, like it's just not that likely he has one of those cards. So if the 4 straight comes and he keeps betting, I'm just going to assume that he's still bluffing a good chunk of the time and take it down. It's funny how playing fast poker and more hands actually makes me talk faster because I feel like I'm trying to keep up with the action, but we're not really talking about the hands too much, so that shouldn't matter. It's kind of a mind fuck there. Ooh, straight draw. Straight draw lead. Raise. Wait. Check to whatever. You called, eh? Well, I guess I'll just rep the other straight draw. Not buying it, eh? Okay. You got it. I'm gonna be sad if he has a 10. Yep. Well, he snap called the turn. The faster they call, the weaker the hand. Like, it's still going to be a made hand of sorts usually, but generally it's going to be a weaker hand the faster they call. Whether or not he was going to buy the river bet, I doubt it. He's not going to give me credit for a jack. He's too dumb to see that the straights got there. So I'm fine with it. It's just annoying when like you're confident that you know what someone has, but there's nothing you can do about it. Don't try to be a hero in those spots. Just accept the way things are and just give up. People are way more, what's the word I want? Prone towards calling than they are towards folding. We hate uncertainty. We like to know what's going on. We like to have good information. So in a close spot, someone's way more likely to call to get the information so that even if it's like a bad call, they can at least know and have that peace of mind as to what the other guy had, rather than folding and being forever in the darkness and the unknown as to what the guy had. Just like it might eat them up inside. Can't sleep at night because they're thinking about that hand. So people are more inclined to call than they are to fold, especially at the smaller stakes. So know when to hold back on your bluffs. Like, it could be a 6 spot to bluff, but the guy could just be such a fucking retard that it doesn't matter. You just gotta accept that. When you're dealing with retards, you're playing the value betting game, not the I can play poker cooler than you kind of game. Greece? Greece. Whatever, pot odds. Yep, we win. Table 7. Good old pot odds. Justification for anything. I'm gonna trap table 8. It's too small, bro. Can't let you get away with that. Gonna have to raise it up just a wee bit. Just a wee bit, bae. Now we're gonna V-bet the river. Hopefully he got an ace, man. He probably don't have an ace, but if he got an ace, am I getting paid? Whoa. Sick. We're beat. God, that's really sick. But I take my job seriously. So as an instructor, I'm not going to show you guys how to make a bad call just because, pot odds, right? Good pot odds. We're good here. Never folds. Okay, maybe not never. I just get... Oh, I got 4 bet. How much money do you have? $1. Oh wait, that's full buy-in. Can't waste time on this decision. It's making me time out on other tables. How many hands? 4? He's played every hand? Alright, all in. Nope. Should have known better. Like, if we had a bigger hand sample and that guy was playing every hand, it'd be fine to get it in, but sample of 4, like, that's not really enough to know. And it wasn't like he's raising every hand. He's just limping every hand. So, Ace-Queen against Crazy Blaster is fine to get in. But I think in general, getting an Ace-Queen pre-flop in these ring games is not going to be a money-making proposition. Flush got there. Could have better 2-pair. I think he would check back most of the hands I beat. Don't think he's going to turn them into a bluff, so fold 2-pair on table 7. I'm going to go in this poker tracker business and see if I can know my results. I do not know how to use this program. I'd imagine, since we won a couple of big pots on the 2-cent, 5-cent tables, and we only got stacked on the 1-cent, 2-cent tables, that we are up money on this session. Oh yeah, I'm up like 15 just between these two 2-5 tables. Yeah, definitely made money. Plus VPPs. Good little session. Good little session. And the cool thing is, if you can train yourself to do this, to play a lot of hands really fast, you know, you won't get crazy VPPs at 1-cent, 2-cent, but when you get up to like 25, 50 cent or 50 cent a dollar, the VPPs come in really fast. And just if you're used to playing this many tables and just playing a solid style, I think it's an easier way to move up. And then trying to, you know, like outplay and beat your opponents down to a pulp. Because if you're doing like normal ring games, the games get significantly tougher. Whereas in Zoom and on the Euro sites, the games don't really get that tough, especially if you're just moving up like one limit at a time. But instead of, you know, going from 4 tables of 1-2 to 4 tables of 2-4 to 4 tables of 5-10, you're just like going like 8 to 12 tables of from 25 cent to 50 cent to $1. And man, too many hands. I can't even finish my train of thought. It's a smoother transition if you're just a mass tabler moving up one limit at a time than someone who is, you know, really trying to move up the limits faster or taking more extreme jumps in limits. I hope that makes sense. You know what? It probably didn't. Just comments. We'll discuss it in the comments section when I don't have 30 hands a minute going on. It's probably, actually, it's definitely more than that. It's like 30 hands every 5 seconds. Shit's crazy. It's fun though. I enjoy it. I'm a volume player. You know, I was a gamer growing up. Diablo. Anyone play Diablo? You can understand why I'm so good at clicking fast if you're a Diablo player. StarCraft. Never really got into it, but I think it's a fantastic game. Anyway, those kind of games. Big fan of them, so I'm used to lots of clicking, lots of action. So for me, mass tabling is the move, rather than dealing with stiff competition. It's just easier for me. It comes more natural to me, but that's a personal preference of mine. And for some people, that's not their thing. Like if you come from a sports background, you're way more likely going to be the kind of person who wants to play fewer tables, but really just get in your opponent's head and try to take them down. If you're just, or if you're like a gamer who played sports games or like one-on-one fighting games like Street Fighter, you're probably more likely to be that kind of player or a heads-up player. But if you played, like Diablo or the other ones, EverQuest, Ultima Online, just the kind of role-playing games where it's about like strengthening your character and just building up resources, and it's not like too much pressure for competition. It's more about just like whoever plans better wins, slow and steady wins the race. Or like I think Utopia was a game like that. There's some games online, Monarchy, whatever. Point is, those types of people are generally going to be better suited towards high volume play. All right, I don't know what's going on table 4. I think this guy has a strong hand, but it could be worse than my 2 pair. Shows what I know. Nice bluffs, huh? Very nice bluffs, huh? Alright, my head's spinning. I'm sitting out next big blind on all these tables. What a rush. AA. But I don't want to time out anywhere. Okay, gonna check back king queen. Win. Obv. And just play out these last few hands. Wow. Not. You'll see I didn't really get aggressive in the small blind because that's the spot where I'm probably going to be playing out of position. Unless the guy's a total pushover and folds, and I'm not trying to play out of position when I'm playing this many tables. So just stick with the triple threat, get the job done. My 3-bet was probably like 2%, but I still made money. Don't need to be fancy to make money in these games. You just need to play, run decent, and play well. And for all of you who have been following the videos from the start of August till now, you should know how to play well by this point. Is that the last hand? Please be the last hand. I just need a break. I just want to stop. It's good to identify when you've had enough and to take a break, because if you keep playing when you shouldn't be, when you're starting to feel tired, you're going to fall off your A game. And you're going to start making bad decisions, and all the hard work that you put in is going to evaporate because you just blow off some money in a couple of bad spots. So, I mean, looks like we made a small profit. Made a bunch of VPPs. And I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did too. Anyway, I'd imagine that we don't want to see this format again, but it was worth doing at least one time, just to show you guys that, as absurd as it sounds to 8-table zoom, it is possible. You just need to be quick on the mouse and have right click set as fold. Otherwise, I don't think it'd be doable. So, on that note, I'm going to go outside and breathe for a little bit because my head is spinning. Please leave me your feedback on the comments section, and if you're interested in getting some of that free coaching, go ahead and like us on Facebook. This has been Evan for Grips.com. Now it's your turn. Go out there and get stacking.